Guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm just going to be talking to you guys about what had happened when I slept over at my mom's house and the pitbull attacked us. That's basically what this whole video is going to be about, and I will insert clips of talking to the police officer and a picture of what the pitbull looks like. But it all started off like a week ago, and my boyfriend worked nights, so I'm always at the apartment by myself, occasionally sometimes when he does work. So I went ahead and I spent the night at my mom's because I had the day off the next day, and I haven't spent time with my family like that in a while. So I ended up spending the night, and you know, it was a fun family night. We were all having good times, laughing, watching a movie, watching some reality shows and I almost said Planet Fitness, but we were watching Family Feud. There you go. And all of a sudden it was like around 12ish o'clock, and we were gonna go to bed. It was extremely late. We were gonna go to bed, and I was gonna sleep in my nephew's room, and I was gonna sleep on his bed. But all of a sudden I heard my mom scream, and my mom has this routine where she always takes out her little chihuahuas at night, and they have a good recall. So what had happened next was beyond crazy. I guess oh, if anybody asks, you guys know I'm drinking Scooters, really good energy drink. But okay, sorry, I had to adjust the camera because I'm like I don't know, the angle's really weird. But what was I saying? I spent tonight, it was Friday night, and no, it was a Thursday night, or when is it? It was sometimes last week. I think it was a Thursday night because I was off on a Friday. And you know, it was late at night, like 12 o'clock, and we were getting ready to go to bed, and all of a sudden I heard my mom scream and yell. And I've never ever heard my mom scream like that before, unless it's something like very bad that's happening or something that scared her. And from the sound of her voice, she was very startled. So I guess my sister ran out, and you know, I went ahead and I followed her because I was already laying down on my nephew's bed, but I got up so quick and I ran downstairs, and all I saw was the pit bull inside my mom's house, and it was literally trying to get to my mom's little chihuahuas, and my mom was like screaming like, get out to the pit bull, and the pit bull was not even budging, and then it lunged at my mom. And that's when I got pissed. So I threw whatever I could at that pit bull to get the dog out. Finally, the dog ran out, and for some reason, I turned into Wonder Woman or something like that. And I ran after the dog, you know, because I was so livid that it had, you know, attacked and lunged at my mom like that. And I wasn't thinking. But I ran after the dog, and I was screaming at the dog, you know, get away from my mom, get away from my mom, go home, go back to your owner. And worth be advised, this owner was nowhere to be found. Like, even though we were screaming at the top of our lungs, no one rushed out to help us in time. The owner were not even around, and this dog lunged at me too. And I have pictures of when it bit it on my ankle too. When the pit bull bit my ankle. It's not as bad because I had got my stepdad's leg chair, and yeah, sorry guys, my cat Nayla, she dropped something. Did you drop something? She's doing okay, guys. After her best friend Enzo went away, she just has a lot of love and affection for us, and she sleeps by me every night now. And you know, I give her a lot of love and a lot of attention, because with what happened to Enzo so suddenly, she's still like very sad, and she would like to be left alone. So I always like to give her love and attention whenever, even though I don't want to get mad at her too. Like, there's a fine line between I tell her no and, you know, like getting upset with her. But you know, she's still heartbroken, and I want to be there for her as much as I can. So yeah, I just love my cat, and you know, I sympathize for her a lot. Whew, sorry, I don't want to cry, but you wanna go? Here, go. But anyways, I got off track. And where was I at? Where was I at? Where was I at? Oh, and I guess the pit bull lunged at me, and in the meantime, my sister was able to run outside and assist me, because I was literally trying to chase this dog off to wherever it came from. And my mom told me a couple stories that this dog has been problematic since the start, and her leasing office knows about this dog, and they have not done anything about it until recently, and I will get there when I explain it, when I'm done explaining after this. But I guess the owner was nowhere to be found, and one of my mom's neighbors, he ran out to help us. And I was screaming at that neighbor because I thought that was his pit bull, but my sisters were like, that's not his pit bull. So I literally got my mom's leg chair, and I was telling that dog to go away, go away, go away, because you know, we have little dogs, and also I have a stepdad who is disabled and who's in a wheelchair. So I didn't want him to, you know, run back inside and get to him or my family or whatever, or the little dogs and the cats that my mom has. So I got James' leg chair that my sister had gave me, and I started hitting this pit bull. And in the meantime, you know, I love animals. I'm an animal person to the hardest. I care a lot for animals, and growing up I had all kinds of variety of animals. So I knew this dog was very, very aggressive from the beginning, from how it lunged at my mom, how it lunged at her chihuahuas, how it lunged at me and my sisters. And this dog was far aggressive and very hostile and vile. So I was doing everything I can to protect my family, because you know, I'm gonna do what I can. That's when the dog lunged at me, and that's when I hit the dog so hard that it backed up for me, and it kept, you know, trying to lunge at me, lunge at me, lunge at me. But every time it did, I would hit it so hard with the leg chair. And with how forcefully I was hitting this dog would not back down. Like, it was determined to get me and my family. And it did nip me on the leg, and I have bruises from that. I also have a scratch on my forearm right here, and I will insert pictures of what I'm talking about. But finally, you know, the neighbor came out, and my mom and my sister held me back because I was so freaking mad. I was cussing out the neighbor, I was cussing out her, and she was practically saying that her dog does not bite, you know, one of those people. And me and my sister were yelling at her, you need to read your history, and you need to read your education, and you need to read up on dogs like this. They're very aggressive, they're very hostile, and you have to properly train them the right way. That's the reason why people who do not know how to have these dogs need to look up and read up upon having dogs like this. Because I've had pit bulls in the past, and my pit bulls never act like this, because I always gave it the love, the care, and attention, and the proper training it needs to, you know, not attack people. And if you know your dog's aggressive like that, keep it on a leash at all times. I don't know what in the world and why she had her dog not on a leash that night. I cannot answer that for myself or my family, only she can answer that. But the whole time she was just practically saying, oh, you can take that dog to the pound, I don't want it, my boyfriend left me, and he left me this dog, and it's been, you know, whatever reason she had. And you know, we were practically upset because, you know, her stories were not adding up when the police came too, because we did call the police on this woman because my mom wanted to get a police report and report her to the office, because like I said, this dog has been problematic since the beginning. And even when I would come over too and hang out with my family, this dog has been problematic since the beginning. Also, there was this one time where my mom told me that my sister was taking out the trash, and my mom has an apartment where there's a front and a back door, and the back door is where it leads to the dumpster. And this dog literally lunged at her, and it ran after her, and my mom had to throw a trash can at the dog in order to chase it away, but it still ran to the front porch, and it waited there until, you know, someone came out. So I don't know what type of person this is to have a dog like that. I don't know if they're just dumb or if they don't know the backstory or the history or their proper education or training or understanding to have an animal like this. Again, I can't speak for her, but at the end of the day, I was gonna do what I can to protect my family. And it's just crazy like how all that happened. Like I was so full of adrenaline that I started to throw up. And as soon as all that had happened, I don't know what happened after that, because my mom and my sister pulled me away because I was so freaking mad. I was literally gonna kick some butt. And this neighbor has been problematic since the beginning. I know I keep saying that because it is true. And for this dog, for me to see it myself, that what made me so mad. And the fact that his owner is so careless and so reckless and so ununderstanding of the situation that had happened. And she's nowhere to be found. She didn't come outside until the very last minute, until like 2 minutes after everything had happened. And that's when other neighbors were yelling at us, and we were telling them, like, you know, there's a pit bull out here, like, call the police, call animal control, and nobody helped us. And at the end of the night, when everything that had happened aftermath, there was a cop that was parked on the other side. So my mom, my sister, and we walked over there and we told the cop what happened, and he followed us back to the apartment. He got each and everyone's statement. And I showed him my leg, I showed him my arm, and I have videos of when we were talking to the officer, and I will insert it in here.
There was a pit bull attacking us. It attacked my mom's dog, and he was charging at me and my sisters. We were screaming at it because it was literally charging at my sister. And then when it was charging my sister, we literally had to back it up and stop charging at her because we were screaming at it. And then it backed up, and she was like, "Go ahead and get rid of my dog. It's not my dog. I don't care." And she lives like down in this apartment complex, and she was like, "I don't care about this dog. It's not my dog." It was a pit bull. And this is, it was us. Some of us, probably us. Yeah, it's probably some of us. But that dog.
Officer, let me tell you what happened. So, okay. Because it was me outside.
Situation that they per the guy I just spoke to, they should send out an animal control officer to handle the rest from there. I'm just giving you the heads up with the whole dog leash thing so you guys know, don't get blindsided by that. But he did say he'll come out to, or not him specifically, but they will send out an officer at some point to be able to talk to you guys, since you guys would be the complainant, figure out the situation. My advice would be is give him the whole story of not just the incident today, but what has happened over the past few weeks, months, however long it's been. That may change things. Now, if she's wanting to surrender it, that's something that they can always talk to her about doing. But as of now, like I said, it's going to be an animal control situation to deal with. And I'm just giving you the heads up of what he told me, at least on the phone. So he's not coming out tonight, but he said call 311, file the report that way, and then they'll go through the process.
But is there like a statement that we can get from her? Like, she doesn't know how to handle this dog. Is there a way like we can get a statement from her that she wants to like willingly surrender it?
That's something if once he speaks to...
Or whoever owns this dog?
Yeah. Once he speaks to them, or not him, once the animal control officer speaks to them, they should be able to figure that out or not. So they themselves can ask those questions and see what she says. I'm still going to write a quick report just documenting everything that I did and everything that I told you guys. It doesn't mean it's going to change the animal commanding my involvement, and then they're going to do the rest. Again,
so like what if we have on video that she says she wants to surrender the dog? Does that count or no?
She could always change her mind if that's the problem.
Okay.
So say in the video she's like, yeah, I'll surrender my dog, and then they come out and then she's like, no, I don't want to surrender my dog. I changed my mind.
So there's no winning here, right?
That's up to the animal control officer. I can't make those decisions.
Okay.
I know I'm not trying to push it off to them, but again,
no, you're good.
So
it's just
that's
something to understand.
You're gonna have to ask them. If it were me, in my head, I'm on your guys' side in the sense of this dog is dangerous. If you and other neighbors have constantly had issues with this dog, and this dog is always being out and something happens, then yes, I can see where the concern comes into play. Now, again, I don't know the rules and the laws behind the animal stuff, so that's going to be something that you're or that side. So say if animal control comes out and nothing happens from there, you can still be in contact with the apartment complex and let them know the situations and the concerns you guys have. Now, it'd be their responsibility as the apartment management to resolve that situation, being whether it be eviction, whether it be they have to get rid of the dog in order to stay, whatever the situation is, that is up to the apartment complex. Again, as of my involvement right now, as being a law enforcement officer, it's a little different. Again, that's why I'm referring you to the animal control side of things, just because it's their specialty. I can see your concerns. If you guys have had continuous issues, not even it being a pit, but it just being a larger dog, in general, somebody potentially getting hurt. But again, the animal control officer, at least is what was said on the phone again, is kind of, if your dogs were not on a leash as well as their dog was not on a leash, then both sides essentially cancel for that situation of what's going on there. And then at least hopefully they can handle that on their end, and then also animal control should be able to handle the dog situation on their end. Again, like I said, I see the concerns, but it's kind of an animal control thing to kind of handle because of the involvement. Again,
Thank you
if
so
anything,
much.
Just give us a call, we'll help where we can. If you guys have issues with them specifically in reference to retaliation or causing harassment or issues, let us know. We can deal with that directly and kind of proceed further with that.
Okay.
You guys take care of a good rest of your night, okay?
Okay. Thank you so much.
No worries.
Have a good one. We had every right in our book to protect ourselves, and even if it was to come to unaliving that dog, then we had every right, because that dog was, how I explained it to him, he understood, you know, this dog and what kind of effect and outcome it could have had at the very last end, and I didn't want that to happen to my family, so I stood up for my family and myself. And it's just crazy how people don't understand what type of animal or what kind of animals or how animals and what they're capable of. And I love pit bulls, you know, they're great dogs, but it's just a matter of how you train them and the type of person that puts in the training as well too. So I just wanted to have a little story time and let you guys know what had happened. But everything I did say, I told and I referred it and I relayed it to the cop. And I guess this person is gonna get evicted from my mom's apartments. And I really wish things wouldn't have ended up the way I did. I wish, you know, she could have just surrendered this dog if she doesn't know how to even take care or be responsible for this dog. The fact that when she gave her statement to the officer and the officer relayed it back to us, he wasn't understanding, or he wasn't like, her story wasn't adding up from what he said. Because we told her that she told us that her boyfriend left a dog in her care, but when she told the officer, she said that she was upstairs and she was asleep and her boyfriend was outside, the one handling the dog. So it wasn't adding up from what she was saying. And I have seen this dog when I have come over there, and this dog's always outside, like, and I've heard from my mom that an incident where this had happened with the child, that the dog actually attacked people and a child, and still the permit complex did nothing about it. So I'm just glad that they were, you know, able to do something about it now, and in the future hopefully this doesn't happen again. And if it does, I really do hope that she surrenders this dog, or get it the help it needs by taking it to a trainer or obedience school or something like that, just something like that. And I can't even explain, guys, how mad I was. Like, I was so upset, I was so mad, especially when that dog lunged at my mom. Like, that's my only parent I have left, and that's my mom. You know, I'm gonna do whatever I can to protect my mom at the end of the day, and my family. But I just wanted to show you guys, I just wanted to share with you guys a little story time about when I got attacked by a pit bull and when it lunged at me. But I will insert pictures and photos and a video of when we were talking to the officer and all that had led up to what happened. But I am okay, I am fine. Nothing bad happened to me or my family. At the end of the day, we're all safe, and that's all I care about. But I really hope that lady gets the dog the help that it needs, because it needs help. and it needs training in obedient school or some type of, you know, care like that. But thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I don't know if you guys have a scooters in you guys is where you guys reside at, but this energy drink is so freaking bomb. I'm probably not going to do anything for the rest of the night except just chill. I am off today, so I'm just going to enjoy the rest of my evening. But thank you guys for tuning in and watching this video and taking the time to hear my story time. I hope it made sense. I hope I wasn't everywhere with it.
2 very boring minutes later.
Another thing I wanted to clarify, guys, is that we are not trying to get these people, you know, evicted, or we're not trying to, you know, hurt the dog. But at the end of the day, this dog is dangerous to, you know, the apartment complex and the people that live there. Again, I was only spending the night there, so when this had happened, I just happened to be there. But the officer that came over was super, you know, knowledgeable about what to do and where to go from there. Also, he was pretty cool too. He wasn't like a complete douche about the whole thing. He's very understanding and sympathetic with, you know, us and the neighbors. And when he spoke to her, he was like, yeah, her story's not adding up. And I think I have that in the video too, but I will definitely link it down. And well, I'll show it, you guys will see it. But just know that I do love animals, and I didn't mean anything, or I don't want to hurt anybody by making this video, because I did promise you guys I'd show you the good, the bad, and the ugly, no matter what. And I've honestly, guys, I've gotten attacked by a pitbull in the past, and this was when I used to be a newspaper girl for our old neighborhood, and I accidentally went into this person's yard, and her pitbull happened to be out, and the dog like nipped me in the back of my calf. And same thing with this dog, like it nipped me on my ankle, but it scratched me on my forearm. And again, I will show you guys videos, well, not a video, but I have pictures of what it looks like. And I did show the police officer, and he asked me if I wanted to press charges, but I said no. And I just really want this lady, you know, to understand what she's doing and how dangerous her dog is, and for it to get help, or, you know, surrender the dog or whatsoever. But I just wanted to share with you guys what was going on with what happened and my perspective and our story. But again, I hope you guys are understanding, and I hope you guys like this video. It's just a little story time for me to tell you guys what happened. But hope you guys have a good night. I am just watching TV right now. I'm not really doing anything, and I wanted to jump on here and tell you guys the story basically. But I hope you guys have a good night and be safe. Please be safe, and I'll talk to you guys soon.